Okay, this reads your chi energy. What is your chi energy? It is your soul energy. I'm gonna connect why this has to do with the fourth dimension, ball lightning, plasma, the fourth state of matter, your soul, and why this is all so important. So this is called the Egely Wheel or Egely Wheel. We all know I cannot pronounce anything. Basically, the way it works is it's called a vitality meter. It has to do with the vital force, which also has to do with plasma. You can use this instrument to obtain measurements of your own life energy without even touching it. What is with my sentences today? Without even touching it. As you go throughout the day, it can influence your energy level and you could test it. You can literally buy these online. But here's what interested me. You could look up on your own how to actually use it. But I was kind of like doubting this. I was like, what is this fool's errand? And then I looked into it and I was like, wait, there's something to this. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm writing a book on plasma intelligence. It's basically my theory that there's a special type of plasma that basically permeates everything. It's inside, it's outside, like a female god. That is the container for consciousness. It is how our consciousness exists outside of us. It explains telepathy. It explains why you think of your mom and then she calls. It explains feeling people's energies. It explains why we receive consciousness from elsewhere. It doesn't come from our brain. That's for another time. But plasma is key energy, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the symbol for key energy, you can see right here. This looks very much like a star. Plasmas are stars. And then this looks like you can almost move it like a force. So it's almost like star force, plasma energy, key. Some other interesting comparisons, and don't worry, we will get to the fourth dimension. Key literally means vapor, air, or breath. Plasma is an ionized gas, very much like a vapor if you really think about it. And just so you know, in scientific terms, plasma is an ionized gas, but plasma is so much more than that, which I will tell you another time, or go to my plasma intelligence playlist to learn more, or sign up for my book. The link's in my bio. So this also can mean vital force or vital energy, or simply energy. And as I said, my friend, his name is Tim Ventura. He has a great podcast about anti-gravity and stuff. Check him out. And consciousness. He sent me this, and at first I was very skeptical, as I said, but then I looked into who made this, and it drew some very interesting comparisons, and I was like, I just know this is plasma. So get this. So Egely Georgy was born in 1950. He made this. He was studying mechanical engineering, which they always do. It's either electrical or mechanical engineering, and then just like Tesla, and all of a sudden you got someone studying plasma. He mostly dealt with heat and energy transmissions. He also worked in nuclear techniques. Again, plasma fusion. And then he studied heat, Budapest, whatever. Anywho, where he was studying atomic energy, in his free time, he read about anomalies such as healing by laying on hands, so Reiki energy, which is also literally plasma. It's very healing. And then he looked into bioenergy or life energy, which is literally key, by the way. And then also the paranormal phenomena of ball lightning. And this is where I was like, plasma. So ball lightning is a phenomenon of nature that is based on observations. Let me just show you, but it has to do with bioenergy or plasma. He even wrote a book called Ball Lightning, the Key in the Fourth Dimension. So this is what ball lightning looks like. It's a phenomenon scientists don't really understand yet. We can see it here again on the Wikipedia. In the olden days, there's many stories about ball lightning, how it either spoke to people, it spiritually enhanced people, or it killed people. Here's another, I don't know if this is real or not, but I think this is a ball lightning video. And for all you Magic the Gathering lovers, I'm pretty sure this is a magic card of ball lightning. Okay. But we all see it as scary, right? But here's the thing, y'all. Oh, there's also a book by this guy about ball lightning. He also made the show Three Body Problem on Netflix. I bet you they'll develop this into a movie too. And this is also about intelligence and ball lightning and plasma. So ball lightning is a plasma. But here's the thing. Plasma, for those of you that don't know, is the divine feminine. It is the matrix. It makes up everything. It holds consciousness. It is the vessel and vehicle for consciousness. It is paradoxical. It is a flux. It has its own sentience and intelligence akin to body intelligence. Once again, the divine feminine, the body. And then there's consciousness, which is more like the man, the father, the light. Picture consciousness up here, and then picture this whole like field of plasma, the mother that it's wafting through and going through and traveling through, and then it gets to us. And you could directly connect with consciousness. You can also directly connect with plasma. Okay, they're both tools for the human self. But the thing is, plasma being the divine feminine is wild. It's animalistic. It has its own sentience, but when there's not consciousness in plasma, if you're following my drift, Plasma on its own is very animalistic. It's like a lion that eats its prey. A lion is not evil, it's just doing what animals do. This is my explanation why ball lightning has also killed people, because yes, sometimes it can hold consciousness or ideas or information from maybe other consciousnesses out there, our future selves, interdimensional beings, whatever. But sometimes it also is a manifestation in what I believe is just plasma, the animalistic plasma, devoid of consciousness, which can kill people because it's like an animal. It doesn't know what it's doing in that way. Okay. And I don't know. That's just my theory. I might be wrong. Okay. But here we go into the fourth dimension. So we went from the Egely meter to key to plasma to ball lightning to the fourth dimension. And this is what I think is interesting. So just so we know really quick, dark plasma, this animalistic plasma is very fourth dimensional. This is where people think they see demons or witches or shadow peoples, not realizing that they're manifestations of our own fear, because plasma is reflective. It is reflecting off this energy, off this plasma. So until we work with our fear, we're going to see scary shit. But there's also like plasma that's like fifth dimensional and more like love, curiosity. And then there's like sixth dimensional. We'll get into that another time. But right now, this is interesting. Some say that ball lightning could be a manifestation of four-dimensional lightning strike that breaks into our space and time through a wormhole. This is based on the idea that a cross-section of fourth-dimensional lightning bolt would be a three-dimensional sphere, which could appear as a glowing ball of light. This blew my mind, not number one, because I already think the Christianity and the Bible have to do with plasma, because Helios Biblios, the old name of it, is the Sun Book, the Plasma Book. Jesus, the Son of God. Hello, the Son, S-U-N of God, plasma. You can resurrect yourself through looking at plasma differently by facing your fears and living from love. It's all about love. Love is plasma. But, sorry, I digressed there. I'm so neurodivergent. So Dali drew this cross that was a hyper freaking cube from the fourth dimension, a fourth dimensional cross. So my theory is here, the cross literally symbolizes plasma fucking intelligence, which would come back from a cross section of four-dimensional lightning. Cross, maybe it's a reach, I don't know. But it presents as a sphere or a glowing ball of light in the third dimension. So maybe a cross is literally like a fourth dimensional plasma symbol, which was reflected in the subconscious of Salvador Dali when he drew the four-dimensional cross. And by the way, resurrection, rebirth, this four-dimensional cross, this all has to do with the inversion, the fourth dimension, the darkness, the bringing the darkness to light, the rebirth of self, the facing your traumas and fears, and now coming from love and open perspectives and curiosity. This is all almost coming from the fourth dimension, inverting it, and then living in the fifth dimension of like love. And then the sixth dimension is more like the architect's dimension of creation from like curiosity, which is like the divine child. I'll get to that another time. I know this is very metaphysical. Like, I don't know why I brought you guys here. I'm sorry. But it's cool and it all kind of connects, does it not? Like, I'm not psychobabbling. This is like real shit. It's reflected in art, biatches. There are also obviously people say that it's formed from plasma bubbles. Maybe that has to do with that. There's also exotic propositions that ball lightning is a miniature black hole formed in the Big Bang, or that it's related to the fifth dimension of space. I don't know. All cool and weird. Either way, they're mysteries, and all we do know is that they're plasma. Circling back to this beautiful wheel of vitality, and also the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Plasma, take the wheel. The wheel of life. Plasma, perhaps. The Matrix? Okay, I'm done making connections. The Wheel of Life, though. Whether this thing works or not, I'm not sure, but the guy behind it seemed very tapped into this plasma intelligence, this knowledge, this key energy, this vital force. Either way, I feel like there's maybe something to this. Whether he constructed it right, I do not know. I've never used this, but kind of cool. Gave me a little window in the fourth dimension here. I hope you learned something. All right, bye. Oh my gosh, sorry, I forgot to explain. The soul is plasma. That is your bioplasma, your bioenergy. Think of it as a screen of plasma, and then your little bubble of your soul is plasma, and then you are crystallized or like hardened plasma in the 3D world. So basically, I think that this maybe taps into like your actual plasma expression, your bioplasma, your bioenergy within the matrix of life. All right, bye.